Hello everyone, welcome to Aptly Place Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial would be discussed in this session. So let's get started with today's topic list. Today is 7th of October. The first topic is Cabinet Clear Textile Park. Second, WHO recommend first anti-malarial vaccine. So this is an anti-malarial vaccine which was recommended by the WHO. Third, study on states emitting the fine particulate matter. Second last, government asks court to set quotas norm for promotion. And the last is trade multilateralism at risk. So this entire editorial talks about WTO. We'll understand this editorial in detail. And just to tell you, today I'm covering most of the news from the Hindu itself. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there would be some MCQ based questions और ये जो questions होंगे वो current affairs पे होंगे so that it can help you in the upcoming prelims examination. And those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Aptly Place Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up. And a small announcement that we are organizing a mega webinar, How to Crack UPSC, the detailed strategy. You can participate in this mega webinar by registering yourself. I have provided a link in the description section of this video. Do check it out, register yourself for the things that you need to know before you actually appear for the examination. Now the first news, that is Cabinet Clear Textile Park, something which is important for General Studies Paper 3, Indian Economy and Issues Related to Planning, Mobilization of Resources, Growth and Development. So recently the Union Cabinet has approved setting up of 7 mega integrated textile region and apparels, जिसको PM Mitra Park के नाम से भी जाना जाता है. This is something which is very important in terms of textile manufacturing. We'll see how this particular initiative of government is going to help. तो total outlay रखी गई है इस program के लिए 4,445 crore rupees. And the mega park scheme, which include the brownfield and the greenfield project, is spread over a 5-year period. तो 5 साल की जो ड्यूरेशन से रखी गई है सारी चीज को establish करने के लिए. And this include both brownfield as well as greenfield project. So this is an important statement from the exam perspective. Now, what is greenfield and brownfield? Two different terms. I think most of you must be familiar with this word. Those of you who are listening to this for the first time. So what is greenfield? This is an investor constructing a new facility which was never existed. This is starting from the scratch. कोई ऐसी construction work जहाँ जो land work से start हो रही है, पूरी scratch से start हो रही है, उसको greenfield कहेंगे. Brownfield is more of renovation and redevelopment of an existing project or a facility. And it require more time, definitely, which is starting from scratch would take rather more time. Comparatively, जो brownfield project है वो less time लेती है. And even in the greenfield project, it does not require cleanup cost. Cleanup cost का मतलब होता है आपको किसी चीज की को clean नहीं करना. You have to directly start the construction. And in brownfield project, we have a cleanup cost that has to be incurred by the investor or any other entity who is working on it, right? Now, special purpose vehicle SPV methodology की use की जाएगी for all this park. So this park would be developed by the special purpose vehicle owned by the central as well as by the state government. और दो तरह की support की बात की गई है. First is a development capital support and other is a competitiveness incentive support. So these two support, suppose if you're writing something in mains paper, especially in general studies paper 3, तो आप वहाँ पे इस point को जरूर utilize करेंगे. What is development capital support? ये aim करती है to develop infrastructure. It would fund 30% of the project cost with a cap of 500 crores. और जो greenfield projects हैं वहाँ पे this is 500 crore for the greenfield projects and 200 crores for the brownfield projects. Now separate competitive incentive support की बात करें, this would be limited up to 300 crore per park. So this is in terms of the amount allocation or capping, you can say, in this two particular support which is being given by the government under the SPV. Now master developers की बात करें, so the special purpose vehicle would select a master developer to set up and maintain the park for a specified period. और off park area की बात करें, 50% of would be earmarked by the manufacturing activity, 20% for utilities, 10% जो है वो असाइड की जाएगी कमर्शियल डेवलपमेंट में. सो दिस इज अ 100% सेग्रीगेशन in terms of development of a park that would be done under the SPV projects. And the park has expected to generate 7 lakh direct jobs. So these are the benefits in terms of creating more and more jobs. And it would provide indirect jobs to almost 14 lakhs people. States की बात करें, किस किस states ने अपने interest दिखाई है. So as of now, almost 10 states including Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Gujarat have already shown their interest. और states को ये कहा गया कि आप cheapest land जो है free from any sort of incumbents और minimum 100 acres की land अगर provide की जाएगी जहाँ पे adequate electricity, water facilities हो, उन particular areas को भी consider किया जा सकता है PM मित्रा के parks के लिए. So these are the minimum criteria which was set by the Government of India. Now some infograph that will help you understand about this PM Mitra, a landmark decision to impact the textile sector. As I've told you, 7 Mitra parks would be developed within a period of 5 years और total outlay जो है वो 445 की है. World class industrial infrastructure बनाने की बात की गई है to attract the investment wherever required. This would call for PPP model, right? And it would create 7 lakh direct job and 14 lakhs indirect jobs. So some factual point which again you have to learn, and if it is being asked in mains paper, directly write this. Second, WHO recommends first anti-malarial vaccine, something which is important for general studies paper 2, issues related to development and management of health. So WHO ने recently recommend किया है widespread use of world first material जो malarial vaccines हैं उसको, this is known as RTS SASOA. This is RTS for children. Basically, in which particular region? This is in the sub-Saharan Africa. और ये जो recommendations आई थी is by the Renovate of the fight against the malaria. So this is an achievement for WHO where they are recommending this type of drug, and it will help the sub-Saharan Africa countries to eliminate the malarias. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ वैक्सीन की अगर बात करें, अकॉर्डिंग टू WHO, इसके जो रिजल्ट्स है वो शेयर किए गए थे. द रिसर्च वर्क इज डन फ्रॉम पास्ट 30 ईयर्स. और ये जो ब्रिटिश कंपनी है, ब्रिटिश फार्मास्यूटिकल कंपनी है GlaxoSmithKline, दे आर वर्किंग विद द इंटरनेशनल प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस प्रोग्राम एंड एप्रोप्रिएट टेक्नोलॉजी जिसको पाथ के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, विद अ नेटवर्क टू रिसर्च इन सेंट्रल अफ्रीका. सो पाथ स्टैंड फॉर प्रोग्राम फॉर एप्रोप्रिएट टेक्नोलॉजी इन हेल्थ, राइट. सो इफ इट इज बीइंग आस्क्ड कि कौन से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इवॉल्व है, सो यहाँ पे आपको 2 नाम याद रखने, एक तो GSK GlaxoSmithKline, दूसरी पाथ दैट इज प्रोग्राम फॉर एप्रोप्रिएशन टेक्नोलॉजी इन हेल्थ. नाउ रिकमेंडेशंस की अगर बात करें, रिकमेंडेशन बेस्ड ऑन रिजल्ट. सो WHO हैज सेड कि जो रिकमेंडेशंस थे वो उसमें देखा गया कि 2.3 मिलियन डोजेज ऑलरेडी वैक्सीनेट किए गए, एंड इट वाज एडमिनिस्ट्रेड टू 8 लाख चिल्ड्रन फ्रॉम द कंट्रीज लाइक घाना, केनिया एंड मलावी. तो ये 2019 की बात है जहाँ पे इस तरह के केसेस पे ऑलरेडी वैक्सीनेशंस की गई है, एंड द वैक्सीन हैज अ फेवरेबल एंड सेफ्टी प्रोफाइल. नाउ व्हाट WHO हैज टू से इन दिस, that the vaccine would be provided a schedule of 4 doses to the children from 5 months to the age reductions of the malaria disease as a burden which is affecting the sub-Saharan African countries. What is malaria? Just a basic about this malaria. Malaria, as you know, is a life-threatening disease. If it is not being controlled at appropriate time, it can be a life-threatening. And it is caused by the parasite and is transmitted to people through the bites of the infect of female Anopheles mosquito. So some basic questions, some basic basically terms which you need to know. And it is preventive and curable. So what you have to do? You have to use the repellents and the other measures by which we can keep away the mosquitoes from our home. Now, the world record shows that the malaria remains a primary cause for children illness and death in the sub-Saharan African countries, and more than 260,000 African children has been died because of malaria annually. So this is the death rate was reported because of this diseases. So you can see this is an infographic from World Health Organization. They said that 7.6 million lives saved globally since 2000, and 94% of them were from the Africa. And over last two decades, malaria has affected countries and achieved remarkable success. To fight is still not over. We need to chase this target, and we have to ensure not only a particular country but the entire world has to be free from malaria. Now the other news, study on states emitting fine particulate matter. This is a PM particle, important for General Studies paper 3, Conservation, Environmental Pollutions and EIA. So according to the analysis which is done by the Council on Energy, Environment and Water, this is known as CEEW. This is the official basically logo of particular site. So this talks about that Uttar Pradesh is the largest emitter of particulate matter 2.5. जो सर्वे की गई है और ये बताया गया जो particulate 2.5 मैटर होती है वो हमारे हेल्थ के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा हजारियस है और हार्मफुल है. और CEEW ने अपने रिसर्च में ये भी कहा है कि 5 आउट ऑफ मोस्ट रिलायबल डेटा जो इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं उन्होंने भी सेम पैरामीटर्स पे मेजर की है, एंड दे सेड दैट उत्तर प्रदेश इज द वर्स्ट परफॉर्मर इन टर्म्स ऑफ particulate matter. Now, solid fuel in household की अगर बात करें, so the high emissions from UP were largely due to significant share of particulate matter 2.5 from the solid waste use household, and the state have higher proportion of household relying on the fuel. कुछ states की अगर बात करें like महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात, उड़ीसा, वेस्ट बंगाल, मध्य प्रदेश, बिहार, तमिलनाडु and Rajasthan, they are also the top polluters in terms of the PM particle 2.5. And only Uttar Pradesh is the top among the category of all resources and all state. Comparatively, जितने भी parameters में उत्तर प्रदेश की ranking सारे particulate matter पे high है. And I will show you a data also infograph which is there in the newspaper also. Just wait on the later side of the video, I'll tell you. So this is that particular infograph. Top polluters की अगर बात करें, you will see उत्तर प्रदेश 661 जितने भी rating agencies हैं उन्होंने ये सारे ratings दिए हैं. You can see this. Maharashtra, MP, Odisha and Rajasthan followed by West Bengal. Now the sources of this data, some of the important international organizations was involved in collecting the data. Among them, the first is Emission Database for Global Atmospheric Research, which is maintained by the European Commissions. मैं आपको ये जितने भी international organization के बारे में बता रहा हूँ, आप उनके country को ज़रूर याद रखें because this can be important for prelims, right? So make sure you at least know the country name. Evaluating for the climate and air quality impact of short-lived pollutants. This is maintained by the International Institute of Applied Physics, right, and Analysis. Third is the Regional Emission Inventory in Asia, which is maintained by the National Institute of Environment Studies, located in Japan. Fourth, Specialized Multipolar Generator, maintained by the Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay. Another is Spatial Resolved Pollutant Emissions Inventory, maintained by the TERAI, that is the Energy and Resource Institute of India. Common pollutants की अगर बात करें, there are other pollutants which is evolving, but if you see common pollutants in all the states that include particulate matter 2.5, PM10, NOx, that is nitrous oxide, sulfur dioxide, CO carbon monoxide, NH3 ammonia and non-methane volatile organic compounds. तो जितने भी इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने जो सर्वे की हैं उन्होंने इस कॉमन पॉल्यूटेंट्स के कैटेगरीज पे ही रैंकिंग दी है स्टेट्स को. And because of the extent of the variations, the council said that India ought to develop and maintain a comprehensive inventory at the baseline emission. So we have to work from the ground, we have to work from the scratch, we have to see that each and every state in India is equally free from the particulate matter. Now for that we have National Clean Air Campaign. So India has a National Clean Air Campaign that aims to reduce air pollutions in 122 among the polluted countries. ये बताई गई है, this would be by 2024, and to meet the NCPA target 20 to 30% reduction in particulate matter is essential. और जो target है, जो time है, deadline है, that is for 2024. And India needs to estimate the emissions reductions needed across the sector. तो हमें estimations की ज़रूरत है कि कितने किस सेक्टर्स में वी कैन रिड्यूस द पॉल्यूटेंट्स, देन ओनली वी कैन अचीव द टारगेट दैट इज बीइंग सेट अंडर द नेशनल क्लीन एयर कैंपेन. Now, government has asked court to set quotas norm for promotion. This is a long debatable issue which has again taken a rise. Basically, a discussion has again arisen at this point of time. So, this is something which is important for general studies paper 2, government policies and intervention for the development of various sector. तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने अर्ज किया है सुप्रीम कोर्ट को टू अर्जेंटली हियर इश्यूज रियरिंग द relating to the reservation and promotion in several appointment that was still due to the ambiguous reservation and promotion policies. और अभी रिसेंट में जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट है उनको 75 ईयर्स पहले जिस तरह से हमारे देश को आज़ादी मिली उसके बावजूद भी जो शेड्यूल कास्ट और शेड्यूल ट्राइब है दे आर नॉट पार विद all the forward caste or any you can say all the forward classes society. So still there is a disproportionate imbalances between the forward or the upper caste and still existed between the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. तो हमें इस गैप को खत्म करने की जरूरत है in terms of appointment, in terms of promotion. तो अटॉर्नी जनरल ने कुछ स्पेसिफिक फैक्ट्स दिए हैं. सो दैट इज टफ फॉर द मेंबर फॉर SC and ST for a group A category job. This is getting tougher. This is what the Attorney General has to say, and Attorney General is representing almost Government of India, so whatever data coming from Attorney General would be reliable and authentic. So he said that the time has come that the top court, that is the Supreme Court, to take a firm decision on the basis of reservation of promotions and ST/SC candidate to fill up the vacancies of top jobs. And it is more difficult for ST and SC to get a higher post, which is in Group A and Group B services. Now we have Nagaraj case. You must be aware of Article 16(4)(a), where Indian Constitution allow reservations to SC and ST in promotion as long as the government believes that they are not adequately represented in the government services. और एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बेंच की रूलिंग आई थी 2006 में, वे सेड दैट द जो एम नागराज के केस थे, इनकम्बेंट अपॉन स्टेट्स टू कलेक्ट द क्वांटिफाइबल डेटा टू इनएडुकेटली रिप्रेजेंट द पब्लिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट. So this is something which is very important in terms of the reservations which is given to the ST/SC communities, and this was done in additional maintaining the overall administrative efficiency. Now the other news, that is trade multilateralism at its risk, something which is important for general studies paper 2. Important international institution agencies, their forehead and their mandate. So what are the issues under this editorial? Basically I'll be discussing this editorial into 3 subheads. First would be the background, second is the appellate body crisis, and the last would be the 4 major challenges. So I'll be discussing the 4 important major challenges that is there with the World Trade Organization. और जो पूरी editorial है उसकी theme है World Trade Organization की crisis के ऊपर. And before I proceed, just to tell you that we have prelims test series 2022. So those of you who are looking forward for the next year examination, you can get 60 high quality tests. So what you have to do, you have to just check the description section of this video. You can register yourself and you can practice a lot more important question that is relevant for the examination. Now coming to the editorial, that is World Trade Organization. This is a global trade body which is facing a serious existential issue. जो एग्जिस्टेंस थी WTO की, उसके एग्जिस्टेंस के बारे में सवाल उठाई गई है कि जिस तरह से इस ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने मल्टीलैटरल लेवल पे जितनी काम की है, अब उसकी एग्जिस्टेंस धीरे धीरे कम हो रही है. इट इज़ लूजिंग इट चार्म, राइट? सो अ वेरी पॉसिबल क्वेश्चंस कैन बी आस्क्ड इन दिस मेंस एग्जामिनेशन, that how WTO is losing its chance in terms of providing the global trade and what are the challenges being faced by the WTO. So in terms of that, this is a very, very important editorial, right? So the upcoming WTO ministerial meeting, which is scheduled to be held on next month, Geneva में होनी है, और ये एक opportunity है कि इस crisis के बारे में discussions हो और जो irrelevant चीज़ें हैं उसके बारे में बात हो. उसमें खास करके जो global institutions from irrelevance which is getting irrelevant over the time need to get it charm and get it whatever mandated actually it was meant for, that need to be there in the existent form. तो उसकी existence को वापस बनाए रखने में ही की तरफ काम करने की ज़रूरत है. Now, the World Trade Organization was created in 1995 during the heyday of neoliberalism. और अगर WTO की बात करें, it's an example of rampant free market capitalism. और क्राइसिस जिस टाइम पे हुई थी, क्रिटिक्स ये कहा था कि जो नियोलिबरलिज्म है दैट इज WTO फॉर पुशिंग अमेरिका इम्पेरियलिस्ट एजेंडा. और ये पैराडॉक्स है कि 2 साल पिछले 2 डिकेड के बाद यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ने अपनी जो इंटरेस्ट है वो WTO में कम की है. हाउ दे हैव लॉस्ट देयर इंटरेस्ट, विल डिस्कस दैट आल्सो. Appellate body crisis, this is a main crisis that is ongoing with the WTO. तो कंटिन्यूशंस की अगर बात करें यूएस पॉलिसी की WTO में, दिस इज मोस्ट एविडेंट दैट दिस इज क्रिपलिंग. अभी तक WTO में जो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है वो वहाँ के जो पैनल है, जो परमानेंट बॉडी है, उसके जो मेंबर्स हैं दैट इज नॉट बीइंग अपॉइंटेड, राइट. तो 2019 से अपॉइंटमेंट पेंडिंग है जिसकी वजह से इसकी फंक्शनिंग पूरी तरह से हो नहीं पा रही है. एंड ओवर द टाइम यूएस ने ब्लॉकेज किया है बाय यूजिंग द वीटो पावर. So there's no solution coming from the United States or either from any other countries. So US has its stakes on that. तो बात करें अगर जो appellate body है उसकी अगर efficiency को नहीं बढ़ाई जाएगी, cases की अगर pendency को नहीं बढ़ाई जाएगी, तो जो खास करके जो binding है उस agreement की या उस decision की, उसको भी बहुत countries नहीं मानेंगे and that would be considered as a void. So this is the biggest crisis that is arising within WTO under its appellate body. तो कुछ 4 मेजर challenges हैं that is again very important. So I'll discuss everything one by one. So first is no solutions to the public stocking. अगर बात करें नैरोबी मिनिस्ट्रियल मीटिंग की, यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी पब्लिक स्टॉकिंग के बारे में बात की गई है. जो MSP है फूड ग्रेन के बारे में, उसके बारे में बात की गई थी कि कंट्रीज अपने हिसाब से सब्सिडी दे सकते हैं. बट WTO ने जिस तरह से ये रूल्स को अलाउ किया था टू प्रोक्योर स्टॉक्स एंड डिसबर्स फूड, उसके कुछ क्लॉजेस जो हैं वो इंटरफेयर करते हैं कुछ डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज के क्लॉजेस के साथ, राइट. सो द डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज are investing more, they are giving more subsidy compared to the cap which is there. तो overall capping से जो budgetary support है वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा है. And this is considered to be the violations of procurement policies which is being set by the Nairobi ministerial meeting. So this is a major concern for India that we have a commitment to our citizen. The policy, we have a democratic setup where the government has to work for the welfare of the poor people. But under this agreement, it is getting tougher to get bounded with the capping which is provided under this ministerial meeting. Second, the WTO countries continue to disagree on the TRIPS, that is trade related aspects of intellectual property rights. COVID-19 में जो मेडिकल प्रोडक्ट्स थे उसको लेकर के भी काफ़ी इश्यूज हुई थी. So जो अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज हैं in India, they are looking for a waivers in terms of IP. Because of the pandemic, they have asked for the waivers. And WTO needs to adopt a waiver in upcoming ministerial policy. So whatever is essentially required to waive off should be given a legal entity. Third, WTO is close to shining a deal on the irrational subsidy provided by fishing, जो कि एक over exploited marine resources की बात करें like China, which is the largest catcher and exporter of the fish. So यहाँ पे भी हमें एक न्यूट्रल अप्रोच रखने की जरूरत है. Each and every country should be treated with unbiased manner. So an effective spatial differential treatment is required, and it calls for an adequate policy space where India and other developing countries should insist on. So each and every country should be given a level playing field. Fourth, अगर बात करें तो WTO has led to the emergence of plurilateral trade agreements, जहाँ पे comprehensive progressive agreement की बात की जाए या फिर Pacific Partnership की बात की जाए. This is a treaty between 11 countries. So RCEP को enhance करना, although India has not advocated for the RCEP, so इस level पे एक multi-poly agreement होनी चाहिए जहाँ पे fragment of global governance need to be there, international trade should be there, और multilateral order पे हमें काम करने की ज़रूरत है जहाँ पे जितने भी institutions हैं वो एक institutional zombie बन के ना रह जाए, right? So these type of terms would be asked you in the mains examination or in the CSAT paper. जब जहाँ पे आप comprehensions पढ़ते हैं तो वहाँ पे इस तरह के direct essay भी आपको दिए जा सकते हैं. So make sure you're thorough with the points, and if it is asked in mains examination, you need to cover all the 4 points that I have discussed. Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday questions. For the first question, the correct option is C. For the second question also, the correct option is C. Now, the statement for the current affairs questions, sure, that is smart anti-air weapons. You have to consider both statement, whether one is correct or two is correct. You have to let me know the correct option in the comment section down below. You can pause this video, you can read out the entire statement. Second, with regards to Varuna, again, this is the two important exercises which would be relevant for the examination. So pause this video, read two important statements, let me know how many of you know the correct answers. So do participate, write your answer in the comment sections. This was all about the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQs. If you have any other concern, do let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching.